She wears the crown of Miss Uganda, but her true power lies not in her tiara, but in her words, her actions, and her mission. From the catwalk to classrooms, Natasha Nyonyozi is more than a beauty queen. She's a symbol of hope, empowerment, and fierce Ugandan pride. So, who is Natasha Nyonyozi, and how did she become a force of fashion and change? Stay with us. This is one story you'll never forget. Natasha Nyonyozi was born in Uganda, a country rich in culture, resilience, and beauty. Raised in a close-knit family that valued education, faith, and hard work, Natasha grew up seeing both the challenges and the untapped potential in her community. From an early age, she stood out, not just for her physical beauty, but for her confidence and grace. She was the kind of girl who didn't just dream, she acted. Even in her teenage years, Natasha was already participating in school debates, volunteering for youth programs, and challenging the norms placed on young African girls. In 2021, Natasha entered the Miss Uganda pageant, not for fame, but for a platform. And with every interview, every strut, and every answer, she proved she wasn't just another pretty face. Her message? That young Ugandan women could be powerful, intelligent, and unapologetically themselves. Winning the Miss Uganda crown was a turning point. Overnight, Natasha became a household name. But rather than soaking in the spotlight, she used it to spotlight others. Unlike many pageant winners who fade into the glamour scene, Natasha made it clear she was here to serve. Her biggest focus? Youth empowerment and girl-child education. She began touring schools across Uganda, using her own story to inspire young girls to stay in school, believe in their potential, and dream big. She also raised awareness about menstrual health, access to education, and the importance of mental well-being, especially among teen girls. Being Miss Uganda gave me a microphone, but my voice was already there. I just needed the world to hear it. Natasha's modeling journey didn't stop with Miss Uganda. She quickly became one of the most sought-after fashion personalities in East Africa. With her signature poise and radiant confidence, she began walking for top Ugandan and African designers. Her Instagram filled with bold prints, modern African silhouettes, and messages of self-love. Her fashion wasn't just clothing, it was storytelling. She brought elegance to advocacy. Soon, international eyes turned toward Uganda's queen. Natasha was invited to conferences, cultural events, and even global media outlets. She spoke at events about African youth leadership, female representation in media, and breaking beauty stereotypes. Her social media following exploded as people across the world connected with her authentic voice and humanitarian efforts. So, who is Natasha when the cameras are off? A grounded, deeply thoughtful young woman who still spends time with her family, reads, and writes in her journal. She loves music, travel, and studying global cultures. But most of all, she enjoys connecting with young people and mentoring the next generation of female leaders. What's next for Natasha? She's working on a foundation that supports underprivileged girls in Uganda. There are whispers of a book, possibly a documentary, and even interest from international fashion houses. But no matter where life takes her, Natasha has promised one thing. She will always fight for voices that are too often ignored. Beauty fades, but purpose that stays. In a world that often reduces women to how they look, Natasha Nyonyozi is redefining what it means to be truly beautiful. She's proof that elegance and activism are not mutually exclusive, but in fact, inseparable. If you've been inspired by her story, drop a comment below. Let us know what part of her journey moved you most. And don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the bell for more powerful stories of models who are reshaping the world. This is more than fashion. This is Natasha Nyonyozi, and this is what it means to lead with purpose.